Welcome back to a very empty greenhouse. Have I completely wasted my money on this thing? I mean, I'm filming this on the 29th of May and I'm pretty sure I should have something planted in these beds by now. But I just haven't had time. Oh man, things have been so busy. But I do want to give you a bit of an update as to what's been going on. Hopefully all is not lost. Fingers crossed. Hopefully you can give us a few pointers and let me know whether or not this is going to be a disastrous season for us. We had, of course, an absolutely glorious spring. But the weather's gone really quite awful now, so I'm going to shut the greenhouse door so the wind noise isn't too bad, and I'll share with you what's been going on, because I swear this time last year this bench was covered in plants. And you know, we've got a few things going. All is not completely lost, hopefully, but yeah, nowhere near where we were last year. Before I do that, I do want to show you the garden as it was a couple of weeks ago when the weather was absolutely gorgeous and we had that really special time when the flame azalea is in full bloom, the lilac's in full bloom, the bluebells are out, the hawthorn is in full bloom, and it's just a glorious time for our garden. Most stuff kind of blooms early spring. I do need to kind of fix that because at the minute there's not a lot in the garden that's got any flowers on it. But for now, yeah, let's just chill out for a bit and then we'll come back and talk about tomatoes and various other things. So yeah, what an amazing spring we had. But in a couple of days' time, I guess it's the start of summer, kind of. And the weather's gone a little bit naff, but it's supposed to improve, so I'm not panicking too much. But who was it who said in the comments that that grow light that I bought is a complete waste of time? You were 100% correct. What an absolute useless piece of junk. I don't recommend those at all. It hardly gave off any light, and I just ended up with these like little kind of weedy, feeble, really leggy tomato seedlings, and I ended up having to bury most of the plant. And actually, they've come back all right. I mean, considering how bad they were, I'm quite pleased with how these have turned out. So, what we've got so far is some Gardener's Delight, some Sungold, and some large fruited cherry tomatoes. So I haven't quite decided what we're planting and where yet. But yeah, so they've come through okay, but they're still quite small. But I need to get these planted out. I'm just going to put them in the bed and see what they do, I think. I don't know how deep to bury this. I mean, look, that's quite leggy, but there are little shoots coming out the sides here, so... But I should probably get rid of those, to be honest. Yeah, okay, I think we'll just shove them in the ground and see what happens. Oh, and by the way, I did try to return that grow light, and I narrowly missed the return window, so I'm stuck with it now. It'll probably just end up like on a shelf somewhere, never to be used again. Anyway, other things that I have planted. Beetroot. They have germinated, and they're doing fine at the minute. I mean, I will be planting those outside in the outside beds, which have currently nothing in them. I tried planting some of the Lollo Rosso lettuce again, but none of it has germinated, which is really weird. Same seeds as last year. They're not out of date or anything, but yeah, for whatever reason, the Lollo Rosso just has done absolutely nothing. These are a couple of sage plants that I'll plant out somewhere at some point. We've then got the usual array of small marigolds, which ended up being quite big marigolds last year. So these are all seeds from last year's plants. I haven't bought any marigold seeds at all because there was just so many. I've got thousands of seeds left over from last year. So I could do with putting those into slightly bigger pots or something at the minute. They are starting to look a little bit root bound. But yeah, probably less urgent than other jobs. I also salvaged sweet pea seeds, and so far we've got 4 of them have germinated out of 10. And then finally, red sunflower seeds. This is a bit disappointing. Only 2 out of 10 have germinated. So that's a bit odd as well. I've got loads of spare seeds, so I can plant some more, and they grow pretty quickly anyway, so I might just do that. But no sign, I can't even see the seed. So yeah, a bit odd that they just haven't germinated at all. And the biggest disappointment has been onions. Not a single. I mean, this had hundreds of onion seeds in it, and not a single one has germinated at all. So I'll probably give up on that. But in the meantime, let's plant out our tomatoes. So I think what we're going to do, I've already thoroughly soaked this bed because it was dry as a bone. So I was on it with the hose this morning, and it should be nice and wet now. I'm only going to plant 6 plants. Last year we did 7 and it was a bit too many. It was a bit overcrowded. So I think I'll do 3 Gardener's Delight, 2 Sungold and 1 cherry tomato, I think. Trying to decide which are the best plants. Probably that one's better than that one. That's quite a nice cherry for the end there. Okie dokie. Yeah, that'll do. Spacing wise, close enough. I'm going to do my usual thing of a bit compost and a bit of chicken manure in the bottom. Give it a good soak, and yeah, see how we go. And then, you know what it is, I'm giving them some water just to basically water them in, but not too much, because I want them to go seeking for their own water and get nice deep roots. But having said that, this ground is so dry, considering how much water I put into this morning. I was here for about half an hour with a hose watering this, and it's just bone dry. But we did have that exceptionally dry spring. We've had a lot of rain since, which has topped up the water buckets, and the mozzies went a bit crazy for a while, but resolved that issue with some mosquito bits. I put those in the water buckets, and that made swift work of the mosquitoes, because honestly it was like a vat of mosquito larvae in that bucket over there. It was unbelievable the amount of mosquito larvae that were in there. It would have been horrific. And I'm quite sensitive to mosquito bites. I don't know what you guys are like, but my legs just swell up when I get bitten. So it's not the most pleasant of things. So yeah, no fan of mozzies. But yeah, honestly, it was like something out of Alien. I wish I'd filmed it. It was disgusting. In fact, I don't know where they've all gone, because there were so many. It was like, I've never seen anything like it before. I wonder if they've all sunk to the bottom. I might have a look at that in a minute. But you know what it is. Godspeed. Let's see how they do. It's as good as it gets. I know it's late, and I know the plants are tiny, but yeah, subscribe, watch this space, let's see if these actually grow into anything. And in the meantime, where did all the dead mosquitoes go? I'm dying to find out. Let's decant. Oh, they might be in the bottom of this, you know. That smells a bit. I'm just going to pour them on this slab so you can see. There might not be anything there, but if there is, it'll make for an interesting video. I mean, I can see all the mosquito bits have kind of fallen to the bottom of the bucket, but I'm not seeing much in the way of actual dead mosquitoes. Oh well, that wasn't exciting as I thought it might have been. Never mind. Is that one? There's one. Try and show you. Apologies if you're having your dinner. You might want to look away. It's actually really hard to see. There's one of the little buggers. And honestly, there was thousands of them. Absolutely thousands of them. So yeah, and that's dead. So yeah, the mosquito bits do the job really well by the looks of it. You've just got to be careful if it rains really heavily, then they can all get washed away. But yeah, ugh, hate them. Anyway, I give up on the onions. They're going a journey. I'm not waiting any longer for them. And I'm giving up on the Lollo Rosso. I might try another batch. That's weird that that didn't germinate. They should germinate really easily. I mean, the only thing I didn't do this year, which I did do last year I used seed compost, and this year I've just used bog standard, what is it, Miracle Grow all-purpose compost, and it's very coarse, really coarse. So that's the only difference really. Maybe that was the reason, but I don't know. These plants are dead, by the way. These need to go a journey. Just haven't had time to sort them out. I've been so busy on this renovation project, which actually is now done. So I finally got a little bit of time to film some other stuff. and get some editing done. So things will get a little bit more busy in the garden, but things have just been absolutely crazy busy with this renovation. So now that that's done, kind of get back to normal, which is nice. Anyway, I'll sort all this stuff some other time. I just haven't got time at the minute. I don't know what I'm going to do with those leftover tomato plants. I'll keep them as backups in case anything goes wrong with the ones that I've put in the ground. But I do really need to get all these marigolds planted out now. They're big enough to put outside. Yeah, let me show you what else has been going on in the garden in the meantime. They can clean in there for now. I haven't got time to sort that out. But, another job for another day. So I think I mentioned last time I've got one solitary strawberry plant in here. I'm hoping it kind of just sends runners out and spreads out a bit. But in the meantime, we've got a whole load of volunteer. We've got some marigold, more marigold over there, and we've got some volunteer nasturtiums coming through as well. So I'm just going to leave them to it. That's fine. At some point I will plant the beetroot out here, but it might be, I don't know, is it too late for beetroot? And I haven't decided what I'm putting in this bed yet. What would you do? May, June? It's like, is it too late to seed stuff? Anyway, that's another job for another day. The pink rhododendron we've got here is just coming into bloom. The red one in the corner here has already bloomed. I think it's all done. Yep, that one's done. An absolute array of buttercups out, which is absolutely gorgeous. The forget-me-nots and the bluebells have already done their thing. But do you remember the mystery plant we had over here in the corner? I was like, what is that? I can't remember. Look at that. Wow. We've got millions of these things. I can't remember what they're called, but they're really nice. And there's a bee on that one and seems to be very happy. So yeah, we've seen loads of bees this year, by the way. Absolutely hundreds of bees. We've got a couple of allium coming through here. Not a lot else to report really around this end. I need to run away before the mozzies get me. So then heading up the garden. Did I mention I sorted the compost heaps out? I can't remember if I talked about that last time. We would appear to have potatoes growing in this compost heap, and they're from peelings from last year, which is interesting, or like composted potatoes from last year. So I could technically move those into the raised beds and see if they grow into full-blown potato plants. That would be quite amusing. Heading over this side, the peony is just about to flower. As I say, most useless plant in the world. Huge flowers, falls over. Sorry, I'm only joking. It's gorgeous. My wife loves it. But I'm just not a fan of the peony. Some of the clematis are doing really well as well. Look at the ones that are hidden away inside the tree there behind the apple tree. This little corner here is doing absolutely grand, to be honest. This is really taking off nicely, so we're just leaving this to it. The azalea and lilac and all that have done their thing now, as I say. But what we do have is this little azalea under here, under the dog rose. It does bloom a little bit later again. All the bees on it. There's loads of bees on that. And we've got the dog rose just coming into bloom. More alliums just coming through over here. We've got another clematis. This is a gorgeous clematis, this one. I don't know what the variant is. You can probably tell me. And then we've just got an array of pots and things that I did. Well, most of these, I'm afraid, are like Asda plants. I need to do a bit of deadheading over here. Did I tell you the Agapanthus carked it? It just didn't survive the winter, which was a little bit annoying because that was quite expensive. So I've just picked these up instead. But they're doing all right, as I say. It needs a bit of deadheading. Mrs. Mac has been tackling the hedge just to keep things under control a little bit. Although with the wind that we've had, a section of it seems to have kind of fallen out, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, other than that, around here, you know what it is. I've told you what these plants are a million times. The Fatina here is actually growing loads this year, but we've got another little azalea over here, and that's really struggling for whatever reason. So other than that, petunias, lobelias and all sorts around here. Folks, I'm going to keep it brief for today before the another bee. Man, before you can't go in there, it's not ready. But yeah, before the peony falls over, I will try and show you this on the next update once it actually blooms, because it is nice when it blooms. It's just, yeah, I've got a stake for it. I will be staking it, don't worry. It'll survive for as long as a peony survives before it just turns into kind of a mouldy bag of... Anyway, do hit subscribe if you're new to the channel and you want to see the full journey of this amateur gardening project of ours, where we're trying to turn around what was an absolute wilderness of a garden, and we're trying to turn it into something that should be quite good in the end, but it's just going to take a little while. But I'm going to be back into it this year, I promise. Folks, look after each other. We'll see you next time. Tatty bye.